going on, guys? So today I'm gonna do a video on a couple things I wish I'd done to my Jeep sooner rather than later. Also some things I'd recommend for new Jeep owners that are going to take their Jeeps off-road. Stuff like what's going to help you the most, and most of these are going to be pretty inexpensive items and definitely usable. So I'll go walk around the Jeep and talk about them. So my number one thing that I recommend to all Jeep owners, first upgrade, would be headlights. These are LED headlights. If you've ever driven your Jeep at night on the trails or just around town, you've noticed that the stock output is horrible. It took me a while to get these because I was used to driving my XJ over there, which had even worse lights. So the stock lights on this were a huge upgrade from what I was used to driving. But still, I was noticing that there was a need for better headlights off-road and just driving. I picked these up. They're Sunpie LED. I have review and install videos of these on my channel, but I think I paid, I don't remember now, maybe like 80 or 90 bucks, and definitely one of the upgrades I should have done right away. It's great on the trails, and like I said, on the road. It's worth it. They're super bright, and I mean, they look cool, but overall, it's a mod that's worth doing sooner than later, as well as fog lights. But headlights, number one. You can spend them, you can get expensive ones, JW speaker, Chuck light, blah blah blah, or even the Amazon cheaper ones are still going to be an upgrade over stock. Number two is going to be a Hood Louver. This is mostly for people in the southern climates that wheel off-road. You know, when it's 80 or 90 degrees, you're not getting much air movement through your radiator, so your underhood temps are climbing, as well as just driving in warmer environments. Underhood temps and intake temps get really high just because airflow in and out of the engine bay isn't so good with these Jeeps. This, I've noticed a huge drop in intake temps. I went with the Highline Hood Louver, but let me pop the hood and show you. It's a functioning Hood Louver, as you can tell. So the two places where it's mostly hot down there near the your exhaust headers, there's a vent right there, as well as the front, and those in the back there kind of scoop the air in, but I've noticed a big difference in underhood temps. This was about 160 bucks. I got it raw because eventually I'm going to have it paint matched, but I just went ahead and plastic dipped it. But I wouldn't recommend that because it's peeling pretty bad. But this is great for hot climates, wheeling, when you're just kind of sitting there puttering along, idling along. The engine and underhood temps get really hot, so that's definitely one I would do sooner rather than later. This next one, number three, is going to be kind of hard to see because it's daytime, but Rocklights. I have Rocklights, 3 underneath, and then in the wheel wells as well. None of the crazy color stuff, no red, blue, green, purple, all that stuff, just white LED lights. They're great for off-road at night, of course, but there's also a lot of other uses for them. I use them for camping, when I'm opening up the Jeep, unpacking everything out of it. The rock lights really, they shine out to about here, so at night setting up camp really helps with the lighting around your Jeep. Unpacking when you get home, if you go on a trip and it's dark when you get home, the rock lights are going to illuminate all of the Jeep and the surroundings. So it's not only for off-road, I'd say it's for multiple use when you're off-roading, camping, unpacking at night, or even working on the Jeep at night. If you have to change a tire on the side of the road at night and you're on the highway with no lights, turn your rock lights on and you have working lights all around you. So those can be as cheap as you want or as expensive as you want, depending on your budget. So I didn't put more into $80 into mine, so that's definitely rather sooner rather than later mod. As you can tell, none of these are, you know, of course, I'd love to say, oh, you need bead locks, you need long arms, you need supercharger. But no, this video is for more of the people that want to off-road their Jeep, but don't really know where to start. You know, some cheap mods that will help them out in the long run. So, see if I can think of a few more. I got 2 more on my mind while I was thinking about it. Real quick, CB radio. This one's mostly for you trail guys, people that are going to want to start to get off-roading or go on just, you know, trips with the Jeep Club. CB radio is going to be a huge one. that's less, you know, you can get a setup for less than $100, but a CB radio is going to allow you to communicate with other people driving on the road or on the trails, opposed to stopping, getting out and talking. I love my CB radio, and this is the first one I've had in a Jeep. I've owned Jeeps for years, and I just never got around to getting one. Once I got one, I realized, holy crap, this is so much nicer to talk to people on the trails. And last but not least, air compressor, onboard air compressor. I didn't really want to bring this up because this is a pricey item. Even the single air compressor, this is an ARB air compressor. I think this is around $360. This one I use for my locker and as well as airing out my tires with a freaking air hose. So it's awesome. I can air down on the trails and then air up right after. This single compressor is a little slow for big tires, 35s and above. You could upgrade to a dual, the dual compressor, but that's up, I don't like $500 or $600. So this is really out of the kind of scheme of this video, like cheap mods. But I love this, and it's served its use. So I mean, if money is an issue, they sell the portable ones that just clamp onto your battery terminals. Viair sells them. There's Smittybilt. There's a bunch that do. So that's the cheaper alternative to an installed onboard air. And along with that, tire deflators. These you can pick up dirt cheap. These are the TerraFlex ones. They're not preset. You pretty much just screw. I've done a video on these too. You just screw this onto the valve stem, and it bleeds out air until you take it off. JT Brooks sells some that you can. The JT Brooks Pros. I know you can set. You can twist it down to 7 psi, put them on, and it'll stop at 7 psi. So that's great if you're trying to get into off-roading. Airing down your tires really makes a difference off-road, traction-wise, and with the actual cushion of the ride, because the tire's going to absorb a lot more shock opposed to everything going through the suspension. So, but yeah, that's about it. That's the top. What I do, 5? Yeah, top 5 mods that I would have done to my Jeep sooner. A lot of these I would have done, even before a lift and tires, bumpers, all that stuff. Winches are great, but I've used my headlights more than I've used my winch. I've used my Rocklights more than I've used my winch. So that's what this video is about. It's just, what do I recommend and why. So I hope you guys learned something. Throw some words in the comments about what you would do to your Jeep first. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos. Thanks guys, and enjoy.